VASPs are one of the riskiest sectors for money laundering, terrorist financing, proliferation financing. And that's in part due to the complexity of their business model and the type of the virtual assets. Is very hard, unlike traditional fiat currency, to look at true identity. So, concealment of ownership, etc. That's one of the most challenging elements when you're dealing with a VASP. Now, also something to bear in mind, VASPs have only now being introduced into a regulated space. A few years ago, they were unregulated, and this is why in certain jurisdictions it's prohibited. What we're seeing now is that certain jurisdictions are putting the legislative framework in place to allow VASPs to be regulated. As a result of that, by virtue of their regulation, they do now need to comply with certain, well, all AML standards, which would include employing a risk-based approach. And when you think of why is it important for VASPs to be regulated, we think of FTX. The first part is going to be for consumer protection. And market integrity. If you don't have proper regulation in place and controls in place to protect users, you obviously have fraud, mismanagement, and loss and use of funds. Similarly, there is potential systemic risks because some of the vast spillover effects into your traditional financing models, where VASPs are linked to banks, where you have fiat to crypto or crypto to fiat conversions. So from that perspective, and also most important, to minimize financial crime, because a lot of this, it's now become a new option for criminals to be able to pay for services, etc., especially on the dark web. And that's why we need to ensure it's properly regulated so that it in turn can reduce financing of terrorism, proliferations, financing, etc.